What's the girl equivalent of getting distracted by a woman's boobs?
Getting distracted by your own.
I'm a straight woman, but it's not a man's body that would distract me like this. Sometimes, a man just smells so good that it makes me a little lightheaded. The smell is usually a glorious combination of subtle aftershave and their own unique body musk. I think that's about the closest equivalent to me as a woman getting distracted by a random man I don't know.
If they have big hands. And not like, popping with veins or anything but a lot of definition. That's very distracting.
As a woman, I can say it's getting distracted by a woman's.
This happens to me sometimes when a woman walks by me. It's always pleasant lol. I just hate when their scent sparks vivid memories. I'd rather not remember tears of joy.
Muscular forearms sticking out of rolled sleeves of a long-sleeved shirt.
Man's shoulders, chest, eyes, arms, hands, legs, butt, waist, fashion, voice, laugh, dance. I can't count the times I've noticed something attractive about a man and missed whole sections of a conversation trying to focus on acting normal.
The forearm. I almost got hurt at work once because I got distracted by bulging forearms. Yes, last summer my boyfriend was getting dressed for a date and he couldn't find a short-sleeve dress shirt. The man lives in black t-shirts lol. So he grabs his lone long-sleeve button down and said, "I guess I'll just have to wear this and roll the sleeves." He has no idea how much that made my whole night. Edit. He was going on a date with me y'all. Some guys recognize the importance of keeping a relationship going. We put on nice clothes and go on a date at least once a month. It's too easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget to devote time to maintaining your relationship. Then you end up unhappy. We don't want that, so we go out on dates together.
I get distracted by women's sometimes. But it might be the fact that I'm lesbian.
Hands. I don't know what it is about them, but hands.
Fitted sweaters where you can see muscle definition on their arms and chest. And for me personally, I'd say well-styled long hair, few.
Noted. I need to wear aftershave with a slight bit of personal body musk, grey sweatpants and a button-down shirt with sleeves rolled up and maybe a chef's apron to show I can cook and a funny slogan on it to show I have a sense of humor. Noted.
I'm guilty of this. My BF knows about it because I'll say she's hot or something like that. If I see a nice butt of either I can't help but notice that too.
When I'm lip reading someone and the intrusive thought of, they have nice lips, comes in and I lose the conversation.
I am the same way. I fell in love with my husband even more when we were dating and a girl with HHH walked by and I say, "Poor back, but those are pretty." And he goes, "Yes they are. Perfect watermelons you can suffocate in." Any previous guy the first been with would be like, "I didn't see it," face with rolling eyes.
I've noticed perverse women staring at my balls. Just because I wave them around doesn't mean you can look.
Voice can be very distracting. If they have a deep voice, I'm gone to a different land lol.
Henry Cavill.
Thick thighs. NGL and also big arms. But both is the best. Don't like it when they are shaped like a triangle.
As a man, tell him, we love hearing compliments and too often they're few and far between.
100% I love all including my I'm not attracted to women in general but or hold mine. They are security titties.
And don't forget to have.
I compliment this man all day long. He's the kindest, sweetest guy I've ever met, and I'm absolutely crazy about him. I make sure he knows at all times how much I adore him.
It's partially because we do get yelled at for looking at her. Not every girl, but most guys can name at least one ex who would get.
Okay. The majority of women like man hands muscly forearms thick sweatpants only if you are blessed in groinal region asterisk.
Was taking a very handsome man's order one day and got distracted by how handsome he was. Had to ask again what he wanted. His dad just nudged him and winked, giggling about it. He knew. The guy blushed like crazy. I was blushing from awkwardness. I wanted to crawl in a hole and die every time they ordered something cause his dad would try to find a way to keep me in the conversation with his son a little longer lol.
I always say a nature's stress balls XD.
Also, be muscular, forearms with veins, sensitive, small pet and cooking abilities, and intelligent, able to notice her hair and clothes, and remember issues. She has told you points for an aesthetically pleasing people's standards will you up, though. So better to be yourself, for better or worse, and see what happens. Cardinal rule, don't be in.
I get distracted by my husband's body all the time. His arms, hands, legs, chest, stomach, back, neck, that man distracts me lol. If a man is good looking, he's good looking. Do you only focus on the corner of a Monet? Or do you take it all in?
And then your BF says, but not hotter than you.
That dad is a legend.
I can only speak for myself, but I easily get distracted by men with a nice haircut.
Men, if you take anything away from this, let it be the button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up. There is legit nothing hotter.
I get that one. A girl I had dated in high school used to wear this cherry chapstick, and every once in a while I'll smell that and get knocked back a decade and a half. Had to edit this because I'm getting old now. Kissing her goodbye before class. The way smell is tied to memory is scary sometimes. Barely remember what that girl looked like, can't remember her voice, but I'll always remember that smell.
That dad is a regular at my work. He's been trying to set me up with his son since I first started serving their seats, knowing very well that I'm in a happy long-term relationship, haha. He'll come chat with me every once in a while and ask me what it will take for me to leave my boyfriend and go on a date with his son. All jokingly, of course, but I've gotten the hint that his son has a major crush on me and it's flattering. His dad always says to let him know when I'm single, but to also let him know if I get engaged because he, dad, wants to come to the party lol. I was at a show and was trying to nonchalantly adjust my belt because it was too loose. I didn't think anyone could see, but I turned to find this girl, jaw open, staring at my waist. I freaked like, oh my zipper's down or something, and I kind of turned away. A second later she walks up and said, that was hot. And then walked away. I was so shocked I just stood there like I spent the rest of the show half looking for her but never found her. TLDR. IDK. But maybe adjusting your pants, belt.
Sadly, I have that part taken care of already.
Big broad shoulders always get me taking a second look eyes.
You must be popular among boys.
I'm on a pool team with a bunch of guys, and even they get distracted when a girl walks in with massive cleavage. Are just universally awesome.
Well, fingers are the of the arms.
I was ticking all the boxes until that cardinal rule.
I dated a girl in college for about a year, and she was obsessed with my hands. I never understood it, and she had trouble explaining her attraction to my hands. She was an art major with a lot of artsy friends, and one day she even had me pin her down by her wrists, and had her photography friends take these incredible pictures of my hands holding her down, caressing her hips, rubbing her calves, and some other stuff. I talked to her about a year ago, and she still has one of the photos hung on her wall and framed with a really cool or weird man.
When will women understand that I'm not waving my balls around for their viewing pleasure? Okay. I'm doing it for myself.
Am I weird for getting turned on by how great my own look in certain outfits? My BF thinks it's weird but obviously agrees with me whenever I say I look hot. I've been trying to work on my self-esteem, but this has been a thing since my hit C cups. I'm a DD, now, edit, spelling.
Haha, when I was single and was chatting, getting to know some chicks, I pretty often sent voice messages. I can say that maybe 6 to 7 women commented on my voice sounding very sexy, enjoyable and just vibrant. I remember this one girl telling me that she listened to my voice messages over and over again lol.
Okay, I'm going to try to explain why I like him so much, even though I don't quite understand it either. Maybe this applies to your ex and other girls as well. I like the ultimate organs for exploring lol. When you touch someone, you don't only make him feel things, you are literally feeling him too. The extent of what you can do with a pair of hands goes as wide as one's imagination. While such innocent things, like holding hands, playing with someone's hair for the first time, touching someone's lips, holding their face, etc., doing things that are not so innocent, is very possible too. Art, music, IDK, they are also made with those very hands. I guess we just love the I do think that hands, some more than others, are really pleasant to look at. Especially looking from an artist's point of view, they can be quite interesting. One can tell a lot just by using their hands, that's for sure. Yes, of course, when you're attracted to someone, it's them who make you feel things. But it's also there.
You may fascinate a woman with a piece of cheese.
A fun fact to remember every time you shake a stranger's hand or pick your nose.
Straight guy here. That guy is a specimen. If I got one wish, I want to look like that dude.
More than once I've ran down the stairs outside of my apartment and feel them jiggle and think, haha niece, and continue on with my day.
I got that a lot too. Was in a college class at one point and we were going around introducing ourselves and talking about what we do for work. I was in radio at the time and one girl shouts, I knew it. You got the voice.